Howdy Hacksters! Today I'm going to show you how to program ATtiny or ATtiny85 chips using Arduino code and an Arduino Uno as the programmer. I've just gotten a shipment in from Newark including a bunch of new DIP8 format chips on a rail here. So let's get started. First up, you can find a full tutorial for this on Hackster via the link in the description below. It's based on a tutorial by Arjun. With through-hole or DIP8 chips, you'll use this socket in the programmer. Make sure that the 4-pin side goes right in the middle of this 8-pin header. That way you'll know that it's in the correct orientation and in the right spot. If you're curious about the design, read the tutorial as well. It's based on an old book illustration from Dante's Inferno. They've put a lot of anti-static tape on this rail. Let's peel that off. Ooh, it's Atmel branded. Usually they'll stick a little plug down in the end of the rail there. I like to straighten out the pins a little bit on the table surface because they come bent out a little bit. That looks good. Find pin 1 by the little divot here and align it with the notch in your socket. Now we'll fire up the Arduino IDE. First we'll burn the bootloader onto the chip so that we can upload Arduino code. So we'll go to Tools, where I've already set up this chip as an ATtiny85, making sure to select the 85 from this dropdown as well. Set the clock to internal 1 MHz and chosen the port. Burning the bootloader should just take a moment, and you'll see a couple of LEDs flash on the Arduino while it happens. Next, we hit Upload. And after it compiles, our programmer uploads code to the ATtiny chip. Now I'm going to unplug my programmer, remove the ATtiny with my chip puller tool, and insert it onto my board, again paying attention to the orientation of the notch and my little divot for pin 1. This particular board has a couple of botches. It's not the final revision, which ended up being a surface mount one that I'll show you soon. Hey, it works! This is a Morse code badge designed to celebrate Avnet's centennial anniversary. For the surface mount ones, we need to use this clip, which you clamp onto a chip when it's already soldered onto your board. Make sure that you arrange the colored wires correctly, so that you don't connect anything the wrong way. I noticed that I got some errors when there was poor connectivity with the clip, so you might have to squeeze it in a little bit, just to make sure you have good contact, especially if you've hand soldered the chips, and they may not be perfect. The datasheet for the ATtiny series has a lot of good information that can help you order the right one for your needs. I like to use the ATtiny85 that runs at 20 MHz. Both the 10 and 20 MHz versions can run off of a 3-volt coin cell. My DIP8 chips are ATtiny85-20PU, and the surface mount ones I'm using are 20SU. There's tons of cool stuff that you can do with ATtiny chips. They make it really cheap and easy to create multiple versions of your project. You can even swap out the code by switching chips, which I've done for some bike lights that I made a while ago. Or you can make lots of versions to give away. Stay tuned for more about this little board, and we'll see you soon. Hack on!